In 1984, we got one of the most iconic characters in Transformers, Soundwave. He was the spy and the mercenary. But in 1986-87, in Japan, we got Headmasters. Now, this was the breakaway from America where we got the rebirth. In their series, Soundwave and Blaster get into a battle in episode 2 of Transformers the Headmasters. In that episode, both of those characters die. Soundwave, the worst, because he blows up. I guess because he's a Decepticon, or in the Japanese continuity, Destron. So in the process, he gets rebuilt in episode 4 of the Headmasters, called Cassette's Big Plan, into now a more powered up version called Soundblaster. And Soundblaster's looking mean in his black repaint and purple and red eyes. Man, I tell you, I'm so stoked and excited to get him. So here we go. This toy was released in the Headmasters line, I believe in 87, and it was D101 or Destron 101. Basically just a repaint, and of course, he was given Buzzsaw. Same weapons, I believe, that launch. I believe those are missiles. Not 100% sure. Technically, I never owned a G1 Soundwave, but I did own a G1 Sound Blaster. And basically, he's just a black repaint with a bigger door, but he had the one thing that a lot of people and collectors didn't like, the yellow eyes. And then we go to the Headmaster Juniors, which was kind of like a subline, I guess maybe for kids. They are highly sought after, and there's a Sound Blaster that's in that line. I didn't know that existed. I know there was like Prime and Chrome Dome, but not him. But I was able to finally get Sound Blaster in the Takara box style set, which was labeled number 18. And I remember getting him and just being so excited to finally own a Sound Blaster. But those yellow eyes were just, something about them just pissed me off. But other than that, I played with this toy. I enjoyed having Ravage and Buzzsaw and just running around acting like a kid with G1 toys. But sadly, I had the birth of one of my children, my youngest daughter, and we were, preparing for that. So to make sure we had some savings, I sold off a lot of my Takara box style toys, and this was one of them. And I do miss them, but I love my daughter. And then over here, this is the music label. Now, if you look to the left of this picture, there's Sound Blaster. And he is a working MP3 player. He transforms into cassette, and it's very nice how he does it. It's very compact. And you could put your headphones in it, and you could put some songs on a little SD card and just have a ball. Wasn't the greatest to get set up, but it was a lot of fun to use and a lot of nostalgia to show off to people. Now, this came out later in the line of the Galaxy Force line, which in America was known as Cybertron, part of the Unicron trilogy. This was a special black and white box. Of course, a repaint of the Galaxy Force Soundwave into Galaxy Force Sound Blaster. And he uses a lot of paint apps from the Galaxy Force Soundwave. This would have been released if the line hadn't been canceled for titanium. If you had the box, on the back of the box of Prowl, you had a picture of him, and I remember having titanium Prowl and being a little upset that we never got him. Yes, I do own the Soundwave version of this. It's not the greatest, but it's kind of fun to play with, to see what they can do with, using metal and things of that nature. But I would have bought this. And this is also a Sound Blaster painted as Soundwave, and I stand corrected on that because he had the chest that could hold more than one tape. And a lot of collectors went after this. This was the TRU commemorative edition, but this one had a special box when you opened it up. Kind of had like a pop-up to show you like the cassettes and everything like that. And this one actually came with Laserbeak. A lot of people still go after this particular Soundwave release. I bought him and never opened him and sold him to somebody else. And, well, I kind of wish I got to play with him for a little bit, but I had actually forgotten about it. This is the set that I want, but I totally forgot about it. Number 21 in the Encore line, because they gave Sound Blaster red eyes. But my radar for buying toys was so weird when this came out, and I think this came out like late 2000 or in the 2010s. I can't remember exactly. This release eludes me, and I'll try to, if I made a mistake, I'll correct it. But I always wanted this one. And he comes with a repaint of Rumble, which is known as Enemy, and then he came with a yellow repaint of Rat-Bat, which is known as Wing Thing, which subsequently we got that in the Seige line with the tapes, the Selects tape set. And I got that. I got to review it. Now, this was one I used to see in the stores, and this was just a repaint of Soundwave and Soundblaster again. And this Soundblaster came with Rat-Bat. Now, the black is a little more of a gray, and he's got the gold Decepticon symbol. It's pretty good. But if you see the Takara version, he's got the much deeper, menacing-looking black. Rat-Bat's got that silver head with the gold accents, and he's got a real purple Decepticon symbol, and he's got a lot of red in him. Looks a lot more evil. This is the one I would have gotten. And this was another one that I bought on one of those Toys R Us buy one get one half off, and I got this one when I got the that green repaint of Bludgeon that they turned into Megatron. I never opened him. I didn't really like the release of these toys, and I think I wound up selling them on eBay for some money. Don't remember how much. Now, this was another one that I actually got to see. A friend of mine picked him up. This one is cool. So this is the Masterpiece version of Soundblaster, which is really a straight repaint of Soundwave. I don't think they gave him the double chest. I'm not sure. MP Collectors helped me out. But the one thing I did enjoy was getting to handle that Rat-Bat. Because, man, that Rat-Bat, that transformation was boss. Masterpiece, go. Now, in the War for Cybertron trilogy for the Siege, in the Netflix story, we are getting this Soundwave re-released in Japan as Soundblaster. But before we get to that, remember, there was the 35th anniversary repaint and subsequent remold, chest that is, of Soundwave from the Siege line into Soundblaster. I don't know if this is hard to get. I'm not sure, because I bought mine twice, and I actually got them on clearance the second time because the first copy I had a messed up door. And I gotta say, I didn't have a problem with the battle damage on this one than I did with Soundwave. I think it works better with the red door. But what we're going to get in Japan, oh wow, they're going to give him the mercenary symbol, a little less battle damage on the door because you can see it on the side there, and he looks a little cleaner. And that's pretty cool. But to be honest with you, if you already own the 35th anniversary, wait for a repro label, because I'm sure they're going to make one. Because if you're going to double dip for this, you're going to spend some money. But it does come with the retooled, looks like Laserbeak. So that's, pretty cool. That's something to consider if you're going to buy this. And I'm assuming it's going to also come with the Ravage as well. So if it comes with those two, that might not be a bad idea. But cost ratio, it'll probably cost you more. And what would you rather get? Those two cassettes with the actual new release of the Earthrise Soundwave, which is more akin to the G1, or would you want to double dip and get this, or just get this one because you don't have it? Because in my opinion, they don't give much backstory on why he's a clone of Soundwave and why Shockwave did that. But it's one of those releases where I'm just on the fence. But I will say it does look nice. So I want to thank everybody for watching the video. This is just my take on what they're doing with Soundblaster. And thanks for subscribing, watching, sharing.